Hi, everybody. I am Krista Proctor, and I'm so happy to be inviting you into this conversation that we're going to have today with a good friend and very respected leader in our community, Dr. John Jackson. And hey, Dr. John, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks, Chris. It's always a joy to be with you and with all the leaders and entrepreneurs and experts and consultants that I know are part of your community.
That's right. That's right. And so I'm really excited. I'll tell you all a little bit about Dr. John Jackson in case you have not heard of him before. He's very well known, but some of you may have not heard his name before. He's a seasoned leader. He has a wealth of experience in higher education, nonprofit organizations, and pastoral ministry, like over 40 years of experience to our greater community. And he's literally helped thousands of people by providing guidance to aspiring entrepreneurs and leaders. And he's a prolific author, written several books on leadership and transformation. His wealth of knowledge and experience really makes him the perfect guide for entrepreneurs and leaders who are ready to take their businesses to the next level and multiply profits without sacrificing your personal life. And Dr. John has this new event coming up that, I'm so excited to find out more about today, and he'll share that with us. It's called Leverage You Live. It's a live half-day virtual event, and he's going to share, get this, he's going to share his proven system for launching or increasing revenue to create a $500,000 a year consultancy business. And so this event is for leaders, entrepreneurs, consultants, and experts who want out of the hustle and grind and create eternal impact. That sounds so exciting and so life-changing. Dr. John, what brought you to all this? Like, how did you get into all this?
Well, Krista, just hearing you describe it also just kind of gets me re-energized. I enjoy the opportunity to share with people. I have this lifelong passion to help people be all that they were created to be. And for me, Krista, this really came out of my own life experience. I had the privilege to be raised in a wonderful family. My mom and dad pastored small to medium-sized churches. But to be honest, something nobody would have known is that I grew up with a sense of lack. In my family growing up, we just didn't have resources. We did not have money. We did not have material things. And again, a wonderful family, so I wouldn't trade that for anything. But we just didn't have money. There was always a gap. One of the memories I have, Krista, is that we were not able to do what normal people did. Normal people bought new school clothes every year. We never, ever bought new school clothes, just didn't have ability to do that. And so that translated into my adult life, always being aware of a sense of lack, a sense of what I've now come to call a poverty mindset. Krista, I didn't know this at the time, but I was trapped. I was trapped in a poverty mindset. I was always focused on the gap, things I didn't have, things I could never experience, things I could never do. And that was a trap for many, many years until finally, over a period of time, I was able to be set free from that trap. And that's what this Leverage You system is all about, is helping people move from being trapped to being free, to move from feeling like you're captured by poverty to now being able to say, I actually can live in abundance and have an overflowing life, not a life that's always focused on the limitations.
Oh my goodness, it sounds amazing. Like I've definitely had that feeling for sure. Like when you were talking about being trapped to being free, I felt that. And so like, okay, this Leverage You system that caught my ear. What is that? What is that system?
Well, I'm at the age and stage of life where I like to tell a little bit of a story. So just a very quick story. My family grew up, we owned one house in my entire childhood, never really owned a house. But my parents loved to travel. So back then in the 60s and 70s, we would pile in a car and they'd get on a trip. But Krista, in my parents' entire life, in their entire life, they never once made a reservation.
Wow.
So I grew up going like, hey, where are we going? And
Oh
how are
my
we going to
goodness.
get there? So today, my children make fun of me. My adult children make fun of me in teasing ways. I tend to have a map for everything. I know the
Wow.
schedule. So here's what I did to make it fun. Krista, in this moving from being in a poverty mindset to being an abundance mindset, from being trapped to being free, I developed 4 maps.
Mm.
The first 2 maps deal with your relationships, and it's so key. And I know right now I've got a lot of entrepreneurs going, okay, tell me how to make more money. And Krista, I really want to help people make more money. I really
Yeah.
do. I want abundance. I want financial freedom. I want
Yeah.
people to experience overflow. But I don't think that's where you start. Where you've got to start is the first map, which is your personal map.
Wow.
Who are you? Why are you here on this planet? What are you great at? What are your skills? What are your gifts? What are your resources? And Krista, the trap that many of us are caught in is that we've never taken the time to do that self-reflection. We've never taken that time to say, this is who I am. We've been so defined by our circumstances. We've been so defined by others. We've been so trapped in the narrative that we have. And
Wow.
some of us have lived in that for years.
Wow.
So you start with remaking your personal map, and that alone is a liberating experience.
Powerful.
The second map is, again, people are surprised. Okay, get me to the service, get me to the consultancy business. Well,
Yeah.
before you do that, Krista, I think there's another gift you have to open up. You know, we all receive gifts in life, and sometimes we forget to open them up. The second map is not your personal map, but it's your people map. Who are the people that you have in your life? Could be your family, could be friends, could be business associates. And what I've learned, I know you've learned this as well, and I'll bet people who are listening have experienced this also. There are people in your life right now, who want you to succeed. And they actually have financial resources ready for you today.
Wow.
But we haven't thought about it that way. We haven't thought about our family, our friends, our network of associates in a strategic way. And when I help you develop your people map, you will automatically see the pathway to financial freedom.
That's incredible.
So personal map and your people map, those are super key, Krista. And then we get into the part where I know all the entrepreneurs are ready to go. By the way, back in 2003, John Maxwell was so gracious to me. He wrote a foreword for a book I wrote called Pastorpreneur.
Oh, I love
So
that title.
a lot of people know me as a pastor, and that is really a big part of my activity and focus in life. But I've always loved entrepreneurs and people inventing and creating the future. So the third map is the product map. Once you know who you are, and once you know the gift of the people around you, it will help you to design a map that says, this is what I'm great at. This is what product I can offer, what service, what a consultancy framework. Here's how I can help people solve problems, create alternative futures. This is how I can help people get to the next level. And Krista, people are waiting right now in your life. People are waiting to pay for that. They don't know how to do what you can actually help them to do. So you develop that product map, and it is absolutely a wonderful treasure in your life. And that map will equip you to take the very last step, which is, I want to say this before I say the last step. You know, Krista, sometimes people actually have some insight into who they are. They know why they're here. They think about friendships and relationships in their business network. And they even know what they're good at. They even know what they're great at. But my brother, many years ago, had a printing business. And Krista, he was successful. He was great at it. He's an amazing salesperson. But it was not uncommon that he would make a great sale and he would never be able to complete the process of delivering a great product.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why, to me, Krista, and I love great salespeople, but I would say this: if you don't have a process map, you don't have a map that shows you beginning, middle, and end. What are the deliverables you're going to give to your customer? You know, we all want this. I know your business life, you always exceed expectations. And that's such a key to have people coming back. You know, you can make a sale to anybody one time, but they will only come back and be a repeat customer, to be an ongoing client, a client literally that opens the door to hundreds of other clients if you serve them well and you serve them repeatedly. So you got to have a process map that helps you understand what's my beginning, what's the middle, what's the end, how do I deliver all this with excellence. Boy, Krista, I can imagine now your audience, my audience, being able to say, look, I know who I am. I know the people around me. I know the product that I deliver, and I have the process map worked out. That's a firm foundation, and that's leverage you. You're going to go to places you've never imagined possible once you master this leverage you system.
It just on really, when I hear you talk, it's like this whole, it's like a business in a box that you're really helping people create. And I'm just blown away. Like, what have you found that holds people back?
Yeah, I think maybe I'll refer to two things. The first thing is that we're trapped. We're trapped by that narrative. We say, "I can't do that." Maybe you hear me and you say, "Gosh, that's great. You know, John, you can do that," or Krista, she could do that, but I can't do that. We're
Mhm.
trapped by a narrative that we've come to believe about ourselves. And maybe, Krista, it's not only what we've believed; it's what's been told to us, and
Yes.
we've accepted that from the world around us. So we're trapped by a narrative. We're trapped in that poverty or gap mindset. There's a second thing I think that happens, and that is we just think it's too hard. The
Mm.
incline is too much. It's I don't have the skills. I don't have the strength. Even if I would for a moment believe that I could, when we look at the obstacles, it just seems so challenging. And I
Yeah.
think that becomes a real difficulty. So we get trapped by our mindset, and then we just think the effort is too much. I can't do that. I don't have the money. I don't have the skills. I don't have the opportunity. So I think that's the challenges that stop us.
Wow, that's so amazing. Like, is there anything else? Like, what other things, what else holds people back?
Well, I won't call this a dirty little secret, but it is a secret, and it's one that every single one of us have experienced. I know I have, you have, and I'll bet our listeners have as
Mhm.
well. And that is this, Krista. The number one thing actually that keeps people from their best future, from
Mhm.
them becoming all that. I'm a pastor by trade, so I believe that God has a divine design inside of people.
Yes.
What keeps people from experiencing all that God has for them is time.
Wow.
Time is our number one enemy, because you know what, Krista? We all say, I'm trying to, I'm on this merry-go-round, I can't get off of it. And we won't take the time to do the introspection. That's why I started the personal map.
Hmm.
Who are you? Why are you here? What's your purpose on this planet? I just watched a video from a man who's a famous inventor and engineer, and he's inventing prosthetic limbs for people who've been injured in wartime. And there's so much of that. But Krista, he was so emotional because for him, the invention of the electronics and all the computer chips and all the motion, that's all wonderful. That's not why. His why is to help people fulfill their life purpose and get use of their limbs back for the freedom. And he was talking about the emotion of engineering. Well, Krista, that's somebody who knows their why.
Yeah.
Time is what keeps you. So I just plead with people, get off the merry-go-round, take the time, take a moment, figure out your why, figure out your personal map, then your people map, product map, process map. When you do all that, but it's time. Time is what prevents most of us, Krista, from taking that most important step.
I just can't reiterate the value of this opportunity to everyone who's hearing this. Like, I'm personally so excited about, attending. I guess that's what I want everyone to know is John actually, how you can hear more about his process is he has an event that he's putting on, and it's a live half-day workshop, half-day masterclass. It's on Zoom. So it's what's really incredible about it is we get to find out, like, sit at the feet of, an expert who has this figured out. And normally for John to do an event like this, if it were to be in person and, he'd be renting a hotel room, and then there'd be travel involved, and there'd be, all the catering involved and everything. I mean, you'd probably pay around $2,500 to go to an event like this, where you're learning all the secrets to building a system to creating a $500,000 a year business. And John's able to do this actually at this live virtual event coming up on June 1st for $47. It's an incredible gift. And I know, John, it's because your heart is to get this information out to people. You just really want to help people and show people that there is a way that they can follow, the way that they can do it.
Yes.
So
And Krista, I'm so grateful that we have this platform and this technology available. You and I were talking previously about the easy button. In some ways, I really feel like I'm at a place in my life where by offering this, this is the easy button. It's a live virtual event. We can serve many, many, many people and give them access to these 4 maps of the Leverage You system that I think really have transformative potential, can take that consultant, that entrepreneur, that expert, that resource individual to a whole new level. And to be frank, for me, $500,000 a year is a stepping stone. It's not the ceiling. I think there's God has more in store for many who are listening on this. I think it's going to be an amazing rocket fuel to their future.
there's so much impact that's going to be created for generations to come because you are opening up this invitation to people, and like-minded people are going to come together and learn this system and then be able to take it and run with it. So thank you so much, Dr. John, for opening this up. So please join us at the event, Leverage You Live, Dr. John's event. And we're going to have a link in the comments of wherever this is posted, and you can register there at that link. And so I'm excited. Thank you so much for this time today, Dr. John.
You're welcome, Krista, and thank you and your entire community and those from my community that will watch us. What a tremendous privilege it is to serve together and see people's lives changed literally for all eternity.
Amen. 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 All right. Well, you have a great day, and thank you everyone for watching.